So you asked me, in short, should girls or young women give class at the temple? Um, and you said, to expand on this, give a little more details to what you said, a young girl, you were asked to give a class at an ISKCON temple, and devotees, especially senior ones, were appreciative, supportive, encouraging, and that afterwards some brahmacharis raised concern with the temple management, whether young monks, brahmacharis, should be should be put in such a situation to where they listen to Bhagavatam class given by a girl. And then the temple authorities decided that it was not appropriate, but then on a second thought, when they talked about it again, they decided that actually it was. And so you're wondering, how should you think about the whole thing? Well, the easiest thing for me would be, or for anyone, would be just to voice an opinion, opinion based on my current understanding or my current thoughts and feelings, but that's terribly unjust. And what I have to do here is what everyone would have to do, I think, in order to be just, is to enrich, in this case, my understanding on the matter, and then look at all the facts and figures, and then and opinions on the matter, and then make a decision. Some facts that you have here is that giving class is encouraging. You yourself, a young girl, you're living at the temple, and to give a class, it's definitely encouraging, and not only you, but all the temple or the ashram residents, if they do engage in this service, you never know in the future which one of them may become even great orators of Krishna consciousness, which is a very much needed service. But then you have a few brahmacharis there, monks who definitely should not be put in a situation where they must for an hour listen to a girl, a young woman speak to them. So what to do in this situation? How should you feel about this? I mean, it's quite, I think it is excellent on your part to not have rushed with the conclusion, but to have actually thought about it and even asked questions. In this case, asked the question to myself. That I think needs to be applauded. What should I say about this? I mean, it really depends on so many different things. It is a fact that monks really shouldn't be put in that position, that situation. Yet the center that you live at is a small one, and there's just a handful of all of you, and you probably see each other a lot of the time at the temple, and if you attend temple programs, you probably see you all know each other quite closely. Perhaps in that circumstance might be okay for a girl to give class. Might be okay to maybe minimize the number of times a girl would, like yourself, would give a class where the brahmacharis are. Or maybe when the girls like you are giving class at the brahmacharis, go listen to Prabhupada's class and like that. And this is very difficult for modern people to, from a modern point of view, to even begin to understand. As you know, we're taught this artificial equality, but this comes from people who haven't tried to be celibate. This comes from people whose culture is based upon sensual gratification, and who are quite liberal when it comes to the mixing of genders, etc. But in a spiritual tradition such as Krishna consciousness, that's not. It's not considered appropriate. What should you do? I mean, it's a great problem for devotees who manage the place to to decide what to do in this kind of situation. Partly in ISKCON we have a problem because Srila Prabhupada made the temples sort of a mix, a hybrid, a fusion of two things, or maybe even three things. You have a temple, which is very much a public place, and then you have a monastery, which is a place where monks live, like people men, or in case of women, there are also women who make such decisions, but mostly men, typically. And so if you have men, then men don't live with women, that's a monastery. But Prabhupada put these two together, and then Prabhupada also mixed in brahmachari, or the place of education for brahmacharis, very specifically, that's known as Gurukula. And then again, that's all boys live there, but then if you don't know what Gurukula is the ancient Indian or Vedic system of education. That's what, nowadays you have kindergarten, then you have elementary school, preschool, elementary school, middle school, high school. All of that used to be Gurukula. And the boys would be educated in the place for boys, and girls in places for girls, or at home by parents, etc., but they were kept separate. So what nowadays are places of education, that's what Gurukula used to be. And largely, there's some dissimilarities, differences, but so Prabhupada put all these elements together into one thing, and that makes it difficult. That, results in certain tensions, and you are experiencing a tension right now, and I feel sorry that there was a tension at all, and that maybe someone's feelings got hurt like that. So what decision to make? I mean, ultimately it has to be left up to your management to see what they want to do. I mean, if they want to have a serious place where they want to cultivate monks or even brahmacharis, then they should seriously minimize the interaction with women, especially young women. Yet at the same time, if they want to have girls like yourself give classes, which I think it's an excellent idea, and I think you should be seeking such opportunities, even actively. Why not? But if you have this kind of a complex situation at the place where you live and serve, then management should try to find a solution that respects all of these boundaries, all of these needs, take into consideration all of these facts. And then, life is such that some compromise is pretty much always necessary. So now the question is how much of a compromise and like that. And I'm not going to make that decision. And you as a young devotee, I don't think you should either. That'd be my opinion on the matter. So leave that to the seniors to decide. I'm not saying that every decision seniors make is the right decision, but you have to have management, and you're not the management. Have I forgotten anything? Well, if you have more questions, please write again. Okay, good luck. Hare Krishna.